If you're like me and you've been letting your money sit in a regular savings or checking account, you're losing money every single day. Like your money's actually, it's becoming worthless every day. So let me show you in this video why I opened an HYSA, which is a high yield savings account, and why it's worth it. I'm Marcelus, I'm a 19-year-old, and I'm on a journey to learn more about money, investing, and just all different goals and personal things that'll make my life be better. And I'm just documenting everything on this channel as I go along, and I'm sharing the tips and things I learn along the way. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. As I said, I'm 19, I'm learning. So anything I say, make sure you still do your own research. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you don't just make any financial decisions because of what I say, because I am not a financial advisor. So let's get started. An HYSA, or high yield savings account, is kind of like a regular savings account, but on steroids. You get a much higher interest rate, a higher yield. You're going to make more money off of the money that you put in there. Traditional banks like Chase, Bank of America, those type of banks, they give you like a 0.01 to 0.1 interest rate when you're really not getting anything off of that. You're gonna make pennies off of that, and that's not a lot. Whereas a high yield savings account, you can generally get a 3 to 5% interest rate depending on the market, which is a lot higher than the interest rates mentioned before. Now, interest rates do change and they're not guaranteed. It all depends on how the market fluctuates, how rates fluctuates, how like the Fed sets rates, everything like that will affect the bank interest rates. And none of them are promised, but when you do put it in a high yield savings account, you generally will get a higher rate. And it's kind of like you're planting seeds for your money to grow without you having to do anything. A little bit about why I opened one. For the longest time, I was letting my money just sit in, my credit union checking account, and I would earn pennies. I was earning nothing. Like the interest I would get from that was not anything. So I decided to look into how can I make more money without it being risky, without having to okay, I don't want to learn about investing yet, but I do want my money to grow without doing anything. Because of inflation and everything, you're actually losing money by having it sit in a regular bank account. So I started looking into what can I do, and I found out about the HYSA, a high yield savings account. After I learned about that, I started looking at different ones, and I realized, this is great to use for my emergency savings. They have better interest rates. They're all still FDIC insured. And, I could easily automate the deposits from my paycheck and stuff to go into these different high yielding banks. So right now I'm putting about $50 from each paycheck into my personal one that I use. It's called Open Bank. It's Santander Open Bank, and I like that because right now I'm getting a 4.2% interest rate. And while rates do fluctuate, that is a great rate to be getting from just a regular saving, a high yield savings account. While $50 from each paycheck might not sound like a lot, it's the consistency that matters. I get paid weekly, so $50, 52 weeks, 550, 55, 2, 125, 1. It's like $2,600. I think I did that right. It should be about $2,600, $2,600 just by setting it up, leaving it there. And after interest rates, it's going to be even more because the money will be able to grow on its own. Now, that's just one of the banks I use. I also use SoFi and Ally Bank, which also have good interest rates. I do like those banks too. But the reason I use Open Bank for my high yield savings account, for my emergency fund, is because it's separate from my normal bank account. And so it's not like I'm going to pull money out. There's no debit card attached. I can't spend my money easily and all of that. I will leave all the links to these banks in the description, as well as a link to a list of different high yield savings account. But when you do your own research, make sure you're looking for ones with no fees, easy online access, ones that you could deposit your paycheck into, ones that have a higher rate. But one thing I will say is do not rate shop. I got stuck in that where I would just go every few weeks, every time I'm looking for a new bank, I'm looking for the next highest interest rate. I'm trying to go after the next thing, but you spend so much time just moving your money around, and you don't let your money just sit and grow. So it's better just have it sit there, let it grow, keep growing on itself. Just leave it at one bank, set it, and forget it. Opening an HYSA was one of the first things I did to get my money on track. If you're 19 like me or even younger, you should think about doing this. You should look into this. You should think about opening an HYSA, because while it may be a small move now, it's going to make a big difference in the future. So like the video if this helped. Leave a comment if you're thinking about opening an HYSA. And if you're interested in learning about more videos about growth, money, investing, and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be posting more content like that in the future.